Okay, so I just want to do a clarification video because I released a video today about obviously there being the constellation of Virgo happening in April 2018, which could better fit perhaps the fulfillment for Revelation 12. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to have to wait until April 2018 for something to happen. I seriously do still believe something is going to manifest before then. And as many people who know who've been following my channel will know that I've got high watch time really for the whole, rest of this month on this calendar, the Overcomer calendar that uses the full moon as the new moon. And so, I really feel like the 28th of September is the 8th day that's been revealed to me as a significant high watch day, but really it could be the 5th of October as well. So this is why this time frame here is a very high watch time indeed, as well as the 7th month, which goes from the 6th of October into the full feast on the full moon as the new moon. Okay, so this is why I just really want to clarify that to you, because everybody knows I've got this timeline really for the sign of Jonah, but I'm just looking ahead really to see how things could maybe fit in terms of the Revelation 12 sign, and bearing in mind that if things do tarry until the end of October, then just bear in mind that the constellation of Virgo is really about happening at the end of April. So that would be 6 months after this point here. So we could see, symbolically, maybe 6 chapters of the Revelation book from the seals breaking up until Revelation 12 chapter in April 2018. So I'm just proposing that as a time frame for us to understand where we're at. Because when we get to April 2018, if there is going to be 3.5 years manifested from that point onwards, then we would get to the full feast of 2021. Now, if you take into account the full timeline, from 2014 to 2021 would be the full week of the Feast of Unleavened Bread, I believe, especially as it begins from the evening of the 14th day and ends until the evening of the 21st day. So this is why we could see that manifest. And obviously the evening of the 14th day is Passover night. And this is why the timeline begins from Passover night, being the 4 signs for the 4 blood moons for first Passover night. So I just really wanted to do a very quick video just to clarify that about this constellation of Virgo that happens once every 2 or 3 years. This is the picture that you can find at thecreatorscalendar.com, which shows the constellation of Virgo with 12 stars over her head, the moon at her feet, and this is obviously happening during the night hours, so she's fulfilling the constellation of it being during the night time. And so this is obviously 2013. It's an old picture, but the next one due is really in 2018 in April, at the end of April, and I've shown you that in my previous video about that coming up. So I would recommend checking out the Creator's Calendar article on the Revelation 12 sign, potentially connecting with this constellation of Virgo manifesting at springtime, and how it connects in the grand scheme of things really with the whole entire timeline that we're in, because everything matters. The blood moons matter, the solar eclipse, all those 3 solar eclipses matter, the 4 prenuptial lunar eclipses, they all matter over these last 3.5 years. Now, I think the Revelation 12 sign that many believe was manifested today on the 23rd of September, I just believe it was a premature view, because that was obviously basing upon the fact that when the moon is at her feet, that is actually a crescent-shaped moon. It's not a full moon. Whereas this alignment here with the 12 stars and the moon at her feet is a full moon. A full moon is at her feet. And I think that's a significant difference, really. And so I would personally just encourage everybody just to keep very watchful. We are still in a very high watch time. You know, these next 2 weeks, really significant time period to remain watching. And I'm doing a daily live stream fellowship in order for us to keep in prayer and keep in the word that is, you know, helping us to stay watchful. And then, you know, we're going to go into October, if we do go into October. And we have these feasts right up until the 28th of October. And then, really, I do believe things are going to manifest before this ends, because there's nothing else really apart from that constellation in April 2018 that is there. There's nothing else. So there's something that has to manifest soon. And I do believe that we've been going through Revelation 2 and 3 over many generations of raising up the overcomers. And I believe that we're either going to initiate things from Revelation 4, where John saw a door standing open in heaven and a voice say to him, "Come up here," that sounded like a trumpet. Or we're going to manifest things from chapter 6 of Revelation. But the way we're going to see it, we've got to see things really develop in order for us to potentially get to the next significant sign that could fit Revelation 12 in April 2018. So from this month that I'm showing you now in October, that would be 6 months. And so potentially there could be that time frame that would allow for those chapters to be fulfilled in order for Revelation 12 to manifest. Now, I personally believe that things could happen before. The rapture is not necessarily linked with that sign in April 2018, but I believe it's a significant alignment in order for things to begin for 3.5 years. And therefore the 3.5 years would end in the full time of 2021. So I hope that's kind of clarified things and helped make a bit more sense for people. I don't want people thinking now that I'm not looking or watching imminently for things to manifest because I put up something about April 2018. I just want to obviously show you something that might help clarify why things may not have transpired today as many had hoped for. And it's really just to really encourage you to keep the faith and to encourage those that even might have looked at that alignment and studied it, for them even to reconsider their own study and maybe to be encouraged themselves. So it's, not to be a criticism to anybody on YouTube, but to really encourage anybody, if something hasn't happened according to our understanding, then we just need to adjust our understanding according to a more aligned and tweaked up truth to it. Amen. And sometimes that is just about humbling ourselves and coming before the Lord and seeking him and continuing to watch and remain steadfast in our faith. And he really does continue the work of the watchman. He's the one that has appointed us to do this work, and therefore he's faithful, not just for us, but for his name's sake. So he has a reputation, amen? He has the reputation to uphold, and we as his servants, in a way, are just trying to be faithful as good stewards of what we've been given. And sometimes we don't always get it right, but, let's not be too discouraged or disheartened, and let's be encouraged to see that things could truly happen, imminently within these next 6 weeks. So I hope this video has encouraged you, and hope you have a very blessed day.